Hello everybody, John here. About a month ago, a viewer asked to see a tutorial on how I achieve the look in my videos, and since we're on lockdown here in Ho Chi Minh City, now is as good a time as any. First, why don't we go ahead and disable all the effects in the inspector, and then we'll go ahead and remove the leaming LUT. This is just a corrective LUT, it's not a creative LUT. It just restores the color to the correct Rec. 709 profile, prioritizing skin tones. And if we look at the waveform monitor, the Luma, you can see that the image has been exposed to the right. I did try 1/3 of a stop more exposure, but the highlights were blown out and I couldn't recover them, so this is the maximum exposure I could give. And now we went ahead and applied the LUT again, and the image just looked a tad too dark, so I went in the color board and increased the midtones slightly and also boosted the saturation a touch. And now, since the image is flat, I'm going to go in the curves and go ahead and pull down the shadows just a little bit. So now we have a little nice contrast going on. But the image still doesn't have much life, which is why I wanted to add a color grade. And the first thing I do before I apply a grade is to adjust the skin tones. And if we look at the vector scope, you can see the skin tones are on the skin tone line, but that doesn't mean that they're the way you want them to look. So the first thing I do is I create a color mask, and then using the hue, saturation, and Luma, I go ahead and isolate just the skin tones and go ahead and adjust the color to my liking. Then on the outside of the mask, I go ahead and apply the look mostly to the background, right? And then I go back and adjust the skin tones a second time, because the first time, if I use the original grade that I use for the skin, the skin tones will look kind of pale, so I had to increase the color. And then on the outside of the mask, I go ahead and I added green, and I also pulled down on the brightness. And removing the mask, you can see the effect. And we're almost through. We have just one more step. I still find that the image lacks a little bit of pop, so I went ahead and added just a touch of LUT. Almost any LUT will do for this, just add a little contrast to the image. Anyhow, I hope you found this video useful, and if you did, please hit the like button. And if you'd like to see more content like this in the future, please consider subscribing. We'll see you in the next episode. Bye for now.